I'm going to start it this way. Anybody ever felt like this? Right? Like, it's like, I just can't do it. It's a tough day. But I'll ask you genuinely, has anybody ever felt like you were just tired of being tired, though? It's frustrating. And then for some of us, you might be killing it. Like, you're rocking it. You're going full out. But there's this little voice in the back of your head saying, there's a cost to this. Like, I don't know if I can keep this pace for this much longer. Is that fair? Has anybody ever felt that a little bit before? And then the most frustrating is when we just feel like we are surviving through the day. We're going to actually talk about that a little bit more, and we're going to talk about it through the lens of leadership. I study leadership, and I always make this distinction. I study leadership less about like the competencies of leadership and more about the personal work of leadership, like why it is rewarding and what makes it so incredibly tough sometimes. Because if we don't kind of do the personal work of that, we end up missing the rewarding stuff because we're so busy trying to deal with all the challenging stuff. We know the best leaders, they have intelligence. There's no doubt about it. And it's not just being intelligent, it's they've got the skills and the knowledge, but they're also kind of purpose-focused. They know why they're doing what they are doing. They've got a mission and a goal of what they're looking towards. They've got a creative kind of curiosity that sets in that ability to have that innovative mindset. Wonderful. But we can also use other characteristics that we heard probably a little bit more, and we kicked it off. Some of the ones that fall under the category of emotional intelligence. Less about what somebody knows, and more about how people do that work, how they execute through people, how they manage themselves and their emotions, and how we feel. And the thing that comes to mind when we think about leaders really standing out is how they do it in the most difficult moments. Would you agree? So even when you think about the characteristics we just talked about, we talked about having vision. That kind of falls into the IQ stage. We talked about encouraging and caring, how they do their work. It falls into the EQ, emotional intelligence category. Beautiful. Great. I spend a lot of time working with organizations, helping them build their emotional intelligence. I spent 10 years doing it within one organization. I was the head of leadership innovation. I spent time working with really great leaders. Also some not such great ones that needed a lot more emotional intelligence, I will be honest. But here's what's really interesting. I see a lot of people doing both of these and killing it. Like, they are doing a great, great job. But there's a challenge. And the challenge is that they are going full out and have just started to accept that exhaustion is the price you pay for success. That in order to do those two things, just being tired is part of it. And I will tell you, one of the most frustrating things is seeing incredibly capable people working so hard and checking all the boxes, but watching them burn out before they get to do the really good stuff.